people ask me the reasons why I never play any of the FNAF franchises, and there is your answer. I do not need to have lucid dreams that come back and haunt me like in Akira. Hello and welcome to a new installment of NerdTaku. And I bet that probably people are wondering about the DVD case. Well, I ordered this off Amazon for one of my birthdays. I forget which one it was. I think 23? 23rd? I'm 25 now, so guessing. I will be 26 as of 19 days from this viewing pleasure for you. So just keep that in mind. So the case is like this, and I printed this off of the library computer, and that's why I have it, like this. So the only thing that makes me happy is that it has a case, and that's good enough for me. So we are going to be talking about excuse me, Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira. Huh. How do you turn 6 of these into this? Here's an easy answer. They skipped over a lot of things. If you read the manga, and if I ever did a review of it, which probably won't, the manga has a lot more in store for you and a lot more story for you to counter than just the 1988 classic, Akira. So Akira starts off with the Akira explosion that ends up happening, which turns the world into what is now known as Neo Tokyo. If you've seen Blade Runner, if you've seen Metropolis, it's very, very reminiscent of that. Basically, crime is rampant. It almost seems like Cyberpunk 2077, except better. So, yeah. The whole point in case of Akira is that you have two people, Tetsuo and Canada. Canada and Tetsuo are like brothers, they stick together and whatnot, but eventually Tetsuo becomes very apparent to have some sort of supernatural ability, and he doesn't know why. So he's picked up in the military, and he ends up being experimented on. Canada doesn't want this to happen to him. He wants him just to have a happy and normal life, but sadly that's not going to happen. See, what ends up happening is that there are 3 children, one who looks like Donald Trump for some reason, that have the powers, these psychic abilities and whatnot. And Tetsuo is also one of them. Tetsuo believes himself to be a representation or recreation of Akira, and of course that is not true. But it ends up with one of the most epic battles ever in all of anime between Tetsuo and Canada. In my opinion, could have been a little bit longer. The voice acting is great for both Japanese and English, and if you're an English person who knows Power Rangers and a lot of anime, Johnny Yambash is the voice of Canada. So yes, you shouldn't have that to appreciate. And he actually does a pretty great job standing up for this. The animation is just flawless, it's fluid, and especially for 1988, you can tell it's an 80s cartoon. You know how sometimes you have that like vibe of era that you can tell when something came out is, yeah, this almost reeks of the 80s because probably Blade Runner popularity, but it is not a bad film because of that. The film does play heavily upon storytelling, which it does get kind of slow because it does end up building up until about, the final like 30 minutes until everything comes into play and everything. But when you really get down to it, it's a very great sci-fi film, and it's not hard to see why. The storytelling, the atmosphere is just so great. Definitely Otomo really, had set it up this world, and everybody that worked on this film did a great job showing that off. The only film that Otomo was very, very a part of was Steam Boy. I don't think he was very much a part of this one. So Akira is one of the classic anime films, and if you are an anime fan or if you are an otaku of any sort, you definitely need to watch Akira. And a lot of pieces rip off his motorcycle sequences. Yes, Otomo made those a classic. So, especially Canada's bike, which I did see in Ready Player One, which I kind of orgasmed over because I didn't know Akira, but I knew the motorcycle. So let's just put it that way before I actually saw the film. So if you haven't seen Akira, you owe it to yourself. It's a sci-fi glory in all of its fashion, and the ending is really something that sets it off, and also the backstory behind Akira himself. Oh man, I felt bad for him. But nonetheless, we're gonna go from something of sci-fi glory to something that ends up being poking out of a glory hole, and you don't want it. I feel dirty even holding this in my hands. Yeah, if you know me, I love the X-Men, but I hate this anime, and we'll talk about it next time. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, just remember that NerdTaku are awesome, and I will see you next time.